Hey guys, it's Velocity Reaper here, and today we are talking about Black Ops 3, guys. I hope you guys are very excited because it is basically confirmed that the next Call of Duty installment will guaranteed be Black Ops 4. So, this has already been speculated about beforehand. We had like a small leak of another company that was projecting that it would be Black Ops 4, and then today we have, or not today, but in these past few days, someone who's well known for kind of sharing leaks and stuff ended up sending out this tweet, which will appear on your screen in just a second here. But basically, it's just saying that we are guaranteed to get a Black Ops 4. It will be coming to the Nintendo Switch as well, which would be huge. I know that's a big thing for a lot of people who have the Switch. But we can just read the tweet off here in just a second here. COD 2018 is a Black Ops 4 and is coming to PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. It is set in the modern times and is boots on the ground. The Switch version will support DLC, HD Rumble, and motion controls. The Switch version is also being ported by a company which is familiar with COD games. So there is no if, and, or buts about this. This guy is known for kind of doing leaks like this, and obviously when it comes to Call of Duty, there aren't many Call of Duty, games on the Nintendo systems. They took a hiatus from that for a while because obviously they couldn't handle it, but now that we have this confirmation tweet from this guy, we can kind of confirm that it will be Black Ops 4 or something along those lines, title-wise. So what I want to get into next was just a little bit of my expectations going into the next couple months, as well as what to expect in the game itself. So generally around this time frame is when we tend to get a few more leaks. Usually when the first leak comes out, you usually get like a bunch more leaks along the way. So we're probably going to have a lot more to cover in the coming weeks. Sometime around April-ish, May is usually when things are announced officially, or we get like an official teaser for the confirmation of it, and then obviously we get the later information, and then expect like a beta after that, soon after that. So as of right now, we have just this little piece, and then of course there was Black Ops 4 speculated a couple months ago last year, before I even started doing YouTube. So we have that. But going into my expectations of this, generally I want to talk about was how they tend to test things, and here's an example of this. Okay, so from Advanced Warfare, we had supply drops. That was the first time supply drops were introduced, and there were weapon variants in there, and there was a lot of cosmetic items, and they were like, okay, this is too much. Negative, very, very, very negative community response after that, and it's like, okay, that's not working. We need to do a drawback. So here comes Black Ops 3, I believe, is the next one in line, and what they do in that is they're like, okay, we're gonna cut down on the cosmetics of it, and we're gonna remove weapon variants. We're gonna keep supply drops. We're gonna add melee weapons instead, so that way that you're not varying the weapon, you're varying the way the weapon looks, and a little bit of it, like the hitbox, So they kind of like tweaked that. Then they realized, okay, so that's not really working to the best either, because the rates are very unfair, and a lot of players feel like they're getting gypped every time they buy supply drops. They're not getting any items back. So the next drawback was to add a system or a different way of getting them. So in Infinite Warfare, we had a different little like credit system that you could use to buy the variants, and as well as they're like, okay, we've refined this concept of the weapon variants. Instead of having them have specific damage and range like additions or different negative and positive traits, let's just make it so that the weapons have a specific trait instead of having like an overall like balance change, so that way it's overall more fair to players if they have it or if they don't have it. So, and then we moved into World War II, and then they kind of like refined it again. Again, they added in the cosmetic items, but now they made the body pieces bigger, so they're kind of like all inclusive. There's no more like boots and t-shirts that were really disappointing back in AW. So it's been a process. It's been a very big evolution in the last couple of years, I'd say, of Call of Duty, and they keep like reusing certain materials and stuff like that, and things that work, such as the social space. Activision actually has control over, not control over, but has worked with Destiny. I think they actually own kind of Destiny and Bungie as well, but don't quote me on that. So they're able to use that concept of a social space, because that's where we first saw it, at least for me personally. Destiny 1 had an awesome social space that really worked. They recycled it in Destiny 2, and then again here in World War II, we have a social space that works really, really well. They really kind of made it all inclusive. They realized how well that works, and it's innovative, air quotes on that, to them. So that's gonna lead it right into the expectations of what I expect to see. Number one, I definitely expect to see the social space return. I think that they will refine it a little bit more. I think it works really well right now. It's very, very inclusive, but I think that they will refine it a little bit more, make things more engaging in the social space, and definitely up the rewards for having your nice gear and stuff like that. Number two, I will guarantee you, 110% guarantee that there will be supply drops in Black Ops 4, if that's what it's going to be called. Supply drops worked way too well for them to stop using them, and there's just absolutely no way that they're going to get rid of that. It made a lot of money in Black Ops 3, and I'm sure it was just as successful in World War 2. If I'm not mistaken, they made a lot of money across 3 different games in this past year. They reported that recently. So supply drops are here to stay. Don't ever think they're going to go anywhere. Whether you like them or not, they really aren't going to change much. And then my last expectation, I'd say, is a refined multiplayer. For World War II, they did a really good job initially, but there's so many little complaints. Like the basic trainings, no one liked that. We had, the certain sprint out times weren't right and stuff like that, and people didn't really like certain things about the multiplayer experience. There's a lot of negative stuff that I don't cover on this channel because I'd rather not, but trust me, there's still things being said as we speak that people don't like about the game. So I think that they will take a lot of those hints that people did not like, especially sprint out times was a huge thing. For how long it takes for you to pull up your gun when you come out of your sprint, that's what that means. People really didn't like that. So I think that they will definitely try to tweak and refine multiplayer once again, like they've been doing the past few years. They've seen what works, what doesn't work. World War II, I'd say, did not work, and they will definitely take the tips from the community and use them over. And I feel like part of that is just that they like to test things in certain games. So I definitely say World War II was a test for the social space. It was a test for removing perks, and it was a test for that type of weird gun balancing kind of thing that they did to make things kind of weird in the gameplay experience. So I definitely think they'll refine that, as well as add a lot more maps out of the box. I think that this game really lacked the number of maps in the game, and a lot of people were like, oh, they're just doing that just so you can buy them later on the season pass when they release better maps, which is probably pretty right in my opinion, but that is besides the point. And they will definitely, another thing that I'm going to note here is bring back perks. Perk system worked so well in this game, and Black Ops 3 gameplay we have right here in front of us. It worked so well, and the perk system shouldn't have been taken away, but I'm sure Activision was back there saying, hey, let's take this risk, remove the perk system, and see how well that works with the community. And, the response is very interesting. It's not exactly what everybody wanted at all, I'd say, and it's not what not what they probably expected to happen. They probably thought that people would like a big change, something to kind of fit in with the World War II theme, but I don't think that really worked very well for them overall. So they probably will refine that, and I'm assuming that it will not be in Black Ops 4. That is my clean-cut decision about that. But this is all, again, just speculation, just random things that I'm thinking will change based off my experience as a player and my experience with the community. I definitely think that they will make a lot of edits overall to kind of improve this game, and hopefully they make a really good one. Treyarch is pretty reliable for making a very, very good game. Even pushing the boundary with Black Ops 4 here, or Black Ops 3, sorry, going from AW to Black Ops 3, they did a really good job, I think, overall, and added a lot of cool additions into the game that people really enjoyed. So I definitely expect to see that. But if you guys didn't know, Black Ops 4 is supposed to be, like I said, boots on the ground. So it should be a modern times kind of thing. I will maybe do another video doing a full speculation, a full wish list of everything. Just things that I would like to see in Black Ops 4. and things that I think just were done well in the past Call of Duties that could work really well in Treyarch's edition. But I'm not really worried about what Treyarch is going to put together. They usually kill it in the multiplayer and kill it on the storyline, and usually just destroy it on the zombies. And zombies, they usually do amazingly. And I think they will definitely take a little drawback from Black Ops 3 zombies and Infinite Warfare, as well as World War II. They also again saw what works. And I think that's just a huge theme for Activision and their like subdivisions of Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch. Just kind of knowing what works, what doesn't work, and then they refine it. Usually it seems like they're favoring Treyarch as the one to kind of put together the proper game, for everyone to enjoy it. So I'm really banking on that. I'm really excited to see what they put together here, guys. So that is going to wrap up the video. Like I said, I just want to cover all of that briefly, just the speculation and everything. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you expect from Black Ops 4 or what you guys would like to see in Black Ops 4. I definitely think it's going to be an amazing game, and I'm looking forward to it, but we still got a lot of time with World War II, so we're going to enjoy that until it's time for Black Ops 4, and you bet that I'm going to have lots of coverage when that comes out. I've been waiting for a new COD to kind of get my boots on the ground for myself on the channel, so definitely want to be there for the initial release of Black Ops 4 and get you guys lots of awesome gameplay and stuff like that later on. But that's a while from now, so that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, sub up, share around, and thanks so much again for last week. This is going into the 4th week, guys. We're about to reach 1 full month of content, as I've said in the videos this past weekend, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. Again, there's going to be lots more gameplay with friends coming and lots of other stuff, and expect another Turnaround Tuesday tomorrow, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.